Welcome in. Welcome to the video store. How may I assist you today? Okay, yeah. Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank you so much for coming in today, and I can definitely help you with your situation. So, I've actually got some movies up here. You can browse the aisles should you choose. We've got plenty over there. You're going to find more of the kids stuff over there, like the animation, the more family friendly. Over in that back corner back there, you'll find the more horror or gore, if that's what you're into. And then right to our immediate left here is kind of like the comedy section a little bit. I do, however, happen to have quite a few movies right here with me. What exactly were you looking for? Okay. So, yeah, I can definitely work with that. I do have a spread right here that might just be perfect for you. And that includes animated movies such as the blockbuster by Disney and The Lion King. And this is a movie all about a young lion who comes into his own after the misfortunate happenstance with his father. It is an animated movie, and that is seen as a kids movie. However, there are some very, very strong themes in this movie. This right here is what they're already calling Renaissance Disney era. But as you can see, this is Walt Disney Masterpiece Collection. It's got the logo here. On the back, we of course have the hyenas. I believe that's Nala and Mufasa, the young lion's parents, and the young lion is named Simba. And then we've got Timon and Pumbaa. Okay, we can keep trying on that similar line. 100%. Well, if that sounded somewhat interesting, but you're not quite sure, we have Toy Story. And this is a story all about toys. We've got the main characters in Woody and Buzz Lightyear. I've heard that they're planning to do at least a sequel, which is nuts. It's like Star Wars and Star Trek and Superman. What's next? The Land Before Time? Here on the back here, though, we do have the little green soldiers that you can find in most stores. We've got several crazy looking toys here. And we of course have Woody and Buzz. This is another coming of age story. And again, I believe this is in what they're already deeming the Renaissance age. I don't know how you can call this recent of a movie Renaissance, but I do actually, I do recommend pretty much any of these movies. They're all solid. I honestly saw some of them coming in. I'm like, man, I gotta use that employee discount to go and rewatch some of my favorite movies. Of course, yeah, we get free checkouts every 24 hours. So basically every shift I get to take home a movie. Assuming I bring it back there was a time I forgot to rewind it. And let's just say, you do not want to forget to rewind it. Yeah, it is store policy that you bring it back rewound, one of those three. But what did you think of Toy Story? Okay, fair enough, yeah. Also, Toy Story is technically by Pixar. It is the only 3D animated movie in the lot right now. But if that is not your style, also I don't know if it's considered Disney Renaissance because it's Pixar. But here is an official, another look at a true Disney Renaissance movie, and that is Aladdin. Aladdin is right here in the middle. We've got Jasmine, Genie, Jafar, and his little parrot, Iago. Iago is always in Jafar's ear, gaslighting him. Yes. So, without spoiling the movie for you, Aladdin here finds Genie in the lamp and starts to get everything he thinks he wants, but not quite in the way that he wants it. He has to do some real soul searching on the matter. Here we go. Los Angeles Times says, a film of wonders. Amazing. There ain't never been a film like this. And this one is a musical. The Lion King kind of is. It uses songs. So if you're not into listening to music, then I guess Aladdin probably isn't for you. Alright. So, that was the Disney collection, as you can see by the very specific white casing. Not many companies did that. And we can go ahead and check to make sure all these are correct, if and when you're ready to check out. Okay? Perfect. So let me gauge where you're at with this. Where exactly are your thoughts with those? Do we go to the other side of the spectrum? Do we kind of try to find the middle ground? Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that. So all of these are deeper, darker, and a little more intense. Not than Lion King though, because Lion King's pretty intense. Here we have Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. If you're looking for a good spooky time with your significant other or with just treating yourself, with family, Halloween 3 is quite popular. It's got a runtime of an hour 39. And that is like the popular holiday. Here we go. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, is an entirely original new movie based on the idea of Halloween in using the title, but otherwise having nothing in common with the previous films. This one stars Tom Atkins, Stacey Nelkin, and Dan O'Hurley. in a story that features witchcraft, robots, and a diabolical plot to scare 50 million children to death. So put on your masks and get ready for a few hours of pure terror. Halloween is here again. As we can see, this is the actual VHS. These are a lot easier to check, for sure, yeah. Up next we have a bit of a newer one with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, and it's two cops. Glover carries a weapon, Gibson is one. He's the only LA cop registered as a lethal weapon. I was actually gonna rent this one of these days. If you rent it, please tell me how it is. I'm looking forward to it. It's Mel Gibson, and he typically does fairly well in these roles. Martin Riggs is no longer an ordinary cop. He's a Mad Max gone maniacal, a man whose killing expertise and recklessness make him a lethal weapon to anyone he works against or with. So yeah, the reason that one's a little bit deeper and darker is it's dealing with weapons. Let's see, it is rated R, just like Halloween 3. Let me double check that for you. Make sure I'm not telling any fibs on that one. Yeah, okay. Usually it's at the bottom. For Halloween 3 it's at the top, but it is rated R. And finally, a film by the great Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick. Why do both of those sound wrong? This is Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket. Born to Kill. This is out of the Kubrick. It's definitely Kubrick collection. A superb ensemble cast are all plunged into boot camp, pitbulled by a leathering DI drill instructor who views the would-be devil dogs as grunts, maggots, or something less. And if you know any of these names, it has Matthew Modine, Adam Baldwin, Vincent D'Onofrio, Dorian Harewood, Arliss Howard, and Lee Ernie. Perfect. The movie is in here. It does come with a special feature of the original theatrical trailer, so that's really cool. It's going to run 116 minutes, which is just under 2 hours. So, do you have any interest in the deeper, darker movies? Okay, yeah. It does sound good, I agree. Of course, yeah, I've got some more here, and we do have audio video cables for rent if you end up needing them, but I can definitely show you some more. And up next, I'm just gonna rapid fire. You might know this as Star Wars. Luke, Leia, 3PO, C3PO, and R2D2. This is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It's rated PG. And just looking for the time for you. Right in the middle. 124 minutes, so with credits, just under 2 hours. Here we've got Han Solo, Obi-Wan, Luke, Chewbacca, Leia, and of course Han Solo. This is the CBS Fox version. This is not going to be the version you saw in theaters as a kid, unfortunately. Mr. Lucas has done several special effects. This is one of the earlier ones, though. I can't quite remember which exact version this is. 1990. But that is from CBS Fox. We have The Empire Strikes Back, the second movie, yeah. This is digitally mastered for superior sound and picture quality. It's again by Fox Video. We've got Leia, Vader, Luke, this little green guy is Yoda, Han, Leia. And again, this is PG, a little longer by like 2 minutes than the original. And finally, we have Return of the Jedi, The Empire Falls. This one is the longest at 134 minutes, released in 1983. This is PG, and it is 1995 edition. So, yeah, if you haven't seen Star Wars, highly recommend it. It's not for everybody, but it's for most people. I don't know if I've seen more than a handful of people who didn't like Star Wars, even after watching it. I've seen some reluctant people, I have, and then they watch it, they're like, oh, this actually isn't that bad. I think some people just don't like it because other people kind of obsess over it. Yeah, like all the toys, all the books that have been coming out, those have been amazing. The comic series, all of that. Do you like Star Wars? Nice. Okay, I have just a few more movies up here before I have to send you venturing into the aisles if you haven't found anything you like. Would you like the fun, more nostalgic movies? Or technically one of them's not, but characters you know? Or two, I guess, comedies-ish? Kinda? I got you, yeah. Let's start with the nostalgic kind of era with Scooby-Doo, Space Ape at the Cape. Space Ape at the Cape. You heard me correctly, it's Space Ape at the Cape. And this has Space Ape at the Cape, 3D destruction, there's no creature like no creature, and big scare in the big easy. It's 85 minutes, and it's got that 4 episodes. That appears to be the correct VHS. I just had to double check for you. Here we've got classic Scooby-Doo. Classic Scooby-Doo is where it's at. It says Cartoon Network here. I don't know where it started. 60 minutes of hilarious action-packed mystery. Nowhere to Hide. Plus, bonus tunes of Yogi Bear and world premiere tune Mina and the Count. Fun fact, did you know that Scooby's favorite foods are Scooby Snacks, pizza, and ice cream? I could have guessed, but thank you for that. This is exactly 60 minutes. I don't know how they did that one. It is not rated, so if you have any kids, just be wary. Alright, finally, something that kind of blew my mind when it first came out. This is the Rugrats all grown up. I kid you not, the Rugrats grow up. It's the Rugrats like you've never seen them before. Just trying to look for a time for you here. It is by Paramount. And is it at the top where I'm not even seeing? But remember, it's a fantasy, so when All Grown Up ends, every baby's favorite babies will still be babies. In fact, the only thing that really changes are their diapers. Man, it would be crazy if they did a whole series where they grew up like this. I did really like some of the episodes, like the idea of them growing up. But we blasted through those. I've got 2 more here. You're an absolute champion for sticking with me this long. I appreciate your time here. And because I appreciate your time here so much, I will give you a rent one, get one free. We'll have to log in the system, but just be sure to return them both if you'd like. Not to return, you have to return them if you would like to get 2. Top Gun, saving some of the best for last. It's got Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis, and it is a hip, heart-pounding combination of action, music, and incredible aerial photography. Released originally in 1986. Let's see, I couldn't get you the time for the last one. Can I get it here? Since when did we stop putting the time on the cases? Well, my apologies. It's 109 minutes. Would you like me to go back? Because it might be. Here, I'll check for you. Rugrats was 57 minutes. Top Gun is a great movie if you're in the mood for some action-packed thrills. Not like shooting movies, but like high octane. Yeah, you got it. And you probably see the next one and the last one, but certainly not the least one. Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams. The best military comedy since MASH. High praise, I know. Time to rocket from the Delta to the DMZ. Let's see. It is rated R. 120 minutes. 121, sorry. I do want to warn you, while this is a comedy on the surface, it is very, real. It's kind of a comedy masking the tragedy of the Vietnam War. Let's see. We've got maniac comedian Robin Williams shakes up 1965 Saigon. Let's see, where can we... Irreverent, nonconformist DJ Adrian Cronauer, imported by the Army for an early AM radio show. Cronauer blasts the formerly sanitized airwaves with a constant barrage of rapid-fire humor and the hottest hits from back home. The GIs love him, but the press is up in arms, riddled with side-splitting comic bombshells and studded with hot 60s hits. The film depicts Cronauer's raucous Saigon adventures amid a world gone mad. Alright. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? How are you doing? Okay, yeah. Of course, yes. So, with that, did you want to do the 2 for the price of 1? Okay, yeah, there were a lot of good movies, I agree. And what was going to be the second one? Okay. Well, you've got quite the spread there of genres, and I really do hope you enjoy. First, let me get you all checked out. You look good. Just kidding. When I say checked out, I literally mean over here on this computer. My boss doesn't let me play Pong on this thing, but I still play Pong. Alright, your total is 75 cents. Okay, thank you. And before I hand this over to you, I have 2 questions. First, what is your name so we can track this? Is that 2 or 1? Okay. And your address? Can you spell that for me? I'm going through the ringer trying to, spell that in my mind. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Got that into the system. Usually buffers, but it seems like it's gone through right away. So I'll take your 75 cents here, mark you as paid. And now I would like to ask you, would you like to sign up for our membership? It wouldn't have done anything for this time, but it does do, basically we can punch your card, and every 9 visits and rentals, you will get 1 rental free. Perfect. Well, it was that easy because we already had the other information. We do require you to rewind the movies. We would greatly appreciate it. It causes me a lot of extra work. I also get chewed out a little bit because my boss is like, hey, you didn't tell them. I'm like, no, I did. They just simply forgot. They're not bad people. Life's just busy. But then he looks at me dead in the eyes and he's like, well, if you don't want a job, then I guess you can go work at McDonald's or just be a stay-at-home or go join the army. Yeah. No, I love working here. So, just to be sure though, there is a fee equal to the amount of the rental So it is kind of sizable. If you don't bring it back tomorrow, then we will have to charge you again, and we will begin to run a tab until we eventually are forced to send out a paper bill enforcing it. I would just recommend stay on the video store's good side. It's not fun, trust me. I forgot to return one movie one time, and I could have gone to college. I could have, but I forgot to return that one movie. Nah, just kidding. Well, here are your movies. Thank you so much for being here and allowing me to show you all these fantastic options. I'll see you tomorrow. Perfect. Have a fantastic evening. On to the next chapter.